Welcome to another episode of What Did the Patients Say with Doctors Dana and Lauren Brindisi, sisters and owners of Carolina Functional Neurology Center. We are providing you answers to frequently asked questions and bringing you inside information from real conversations we have with patients on a daily basis. Our goal is to spread the truth on health and healing because we believe everyone deserves to know the answers. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of What Did the Patient Say? I'm Dr. Dana Brindisi, and today we are introducing our newest team member, Dr. Walden. She just joined us here in Raleigh this month, actually. So welcome, Dr. Walden. So excited to have you and let everybody learn a little bit about you. So I guess we'll just dive right in and start with just tell us a little bit about yourself and we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you, Dr. Brindisi. So I'm Dr. Walden, just joined the Raleigh team, as Dr. B just mentioned. So I'm from Albany, New York, born and raised there with my family. We have a pet dog. He is a Swiss Doodle. He is my most prized possession. So miss him quite a bit. That is like the biggest thing about me is that I'm really close with my family, love my dog, and usually you can see me FaceTiming them in my downtime.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So how did you initially get into, so your background is just like ours, right? Mm-hmm. Background in chiropractic, became functional neurologist. Mm-hmm. How did you get into chiropractic? What made you want to become a chiropractor?
Yeah. So I grew up knowing that I wanted to be in the medical field. I wanted to work with patients and help people get better. I got really involved with special education programs for about 6 years, where I was working with kids and teens mostly who had some really severe behavioral, physical, and mental challenges. And for a while, I was a little thrown off course because I thought I wanted to be a special education teacher. It was an amazing opportunity. I loved getting to know those kids. The more I was around them, though, I was like, there's something missing in their care. You know, they're getting OT, PT, speech therapy. They're doing horse riding therapy. They're doing water therapy. But I know that they have the potential to be themselves more. One of the kids that I was working with started to regress in school, where he had a lot of temper tantrums. He was running around a lot, and the parents kind of had a breakdown, and they were like, we don't know what to do. We've tried everything. We've done everything. And he went and saw a chiropractor. Within 3 months, he started speaking. He was able to sit through all of his classes. He was able to do more homework. So I was like, this is something that's worth going down the rabbit hole with. This is an amazing opportunity that I think can help not only kids, but everybody else, because look what it did for this one child. It did a 180 for his life. He's doing so well. So that's when I went to Northeast College of Health Sciences. I decided to become a chiropractor. I was like, this is my thing. It is amazing. We can help so many patients without medication, by taking like this holistic approach, and we're really making changes in people's lives. Throughout school, I was still thinking like, I want to work with kids. There has to be something more that we can do. What else can we do? That's when I heard about functional neurology. One of the professors had briefly mentioned it in class, and I was like, that's kind of cool. I think the brain is amazing. Neurology was my favorite class going through the program. So I started calling people from all over the country, and they consistently recommended that I come down to North Carolina. They were like, they are doing cutting edge stuff at CFNC. You need to go see it for yourself. So I was still on the fence about neurology. I was like, okay, let's go and see. And it was like an eye opener coming down here for me, because not only were you guys helping kids, but you were helping migraineurs, you were helping dysautonomia patients, you were helping concussion patients, and so many more. That I was like, this is the holy grail. Like, you are doing so much for so many people. We can really make a difference. So after that, went home, I bought the neurology program, and then I was just nosing the books for a year plus. And yeah, just studying my bum off until I could focus on getting through the test, getting the Diplomate, and then, yeah, I'm here.
I love it. And we're so happy to have you. I always find it super interesting because I feel like a lot of our stories are really similar.
Yeah.
And especially with chiropractic, right? Like a lot of people had some sort of personal story. Like I got injured, I had this thing, right? Or, you know, I was exposed to somebody else that did it and I wanted to be in the healthcare field and things like that. So, like similar to yours, where like Dr. Lauren had like personal experience. I think she had a back injury or something when she was younger.
Yeah.
It's crazy that as her sister, I don't really recall this time period, but you know, my mom went to a chiropractor, which in hindsight, I guess I didn't really know. Like she probably was like, oh, I'm going to Dr. So-and-so's, and I just didn't know any different, right? But I guess Lauren had an injury. I think it was from sports or something. And she went to the chiropractor and he helped her back or whatever. Whereas my story is a lot similar to yours, where I had never gone to the chiropractor, but I was like, I want to be in the healthcare field. I want to help people. And then somebody told me about chiropractic. And I first was like, no, like he was like, it was a friend of a friend and he was going to chiropractic school. And he was like, you should check it out. And he was like, you should go see a chiropractor. And I had really bad headaches. And I was like, nah. I think I'm good. And then finally, like they wore me down, they like convinced me that I should do it. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Got rid of my tension headaches in like a month. But then I started doing a bunch of research on like what else chiropractic could help people with. I had a lot of ear troubles as a kid. And I started reading about how we can help kids with ear infections. And like I had so many surgeries that like could have been avoided, I think, had you know, when I was really young, right? My sister, I think, was more like a teenager when she went. You know, so it's just funny, like those timelines are always so similar. And then I think as the transition to functional neurology, it's like everyone's like, oh, I took neuroscience classes in undergrad, or I was like exposed to some sort of neurology. And we're like, that's fascinating, you know? And then it like goes into that. So I always am so interested to hear people's stories because there's always a lot of overlap. And I think that's purposeful. And I think that's what makes people good providers, right? It's like you've got something that personally that has connected you, or something that's really has meant a lot or been like a transformative like period of your life that you're like, aha.
This is it.
This is it. Yeah. Which I feel like in a lot of professions, like that's just not how it goes. I feel like that's such a unique thing to chiropractic, maybe to healthcare in general, but you know, maybe we should interview more different health providers. Maybe they have similar stories too, but so I always think that's cool.
It is very cool.
So you know this, but not a lot of other people know this, is we've started doing this kind of like icebreaker thing in our Raleigh location. So in the morning we all meet and Dr. Moret has kind of like taken the lead on this, and she throws a question at everybody and we all got to answer. And just even over this past week, I feel like it's opened up, like people are coming out of their shells a little bit. I feel personally more connected to everybody because I'm like, oh yeah, I know this about you, which I had no idea, you know? So I thought it would be really fun. We've actually never did this on a What Did the Patient Say?
Oh, okay.
Or with another doctor. So I won't ask you really in-depth questions, but I'm going to give you like a this or that scenario. And I'm just going to kind of like rapid fire them at you.
Okay. Okay. I'm ready.
You know, go from there. Just give people a little bit more insight into who Dr. Walden is and what is she like.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. First one, hotel or camping?
Oh, camping. I think that's a lot more fun.
All right. Submarine or hot air balloon?
Oh, hot air balloon.
Onion rings or French fries?
Oh, French fries all day.
Hot dog or burger?
Hot dog. Costco hot dog specifically. So
you know that they've been trying to, maybe like the Costco board or somebody, right, has been trying to convince the owner, the CEO, somebody to increase the price of the Costco hot dogs. And they're like, absolutely not. We will not do it.
No, it's like, it's a staple. They can't change it.
No, I think it's like $1.25 or $1.50 or something.
And they're massive. It's such a great deal.
My husband was telling me about it the other day. And he's like, did you know they're trying to change it? And they like won't do it.
So I love Costco.
Millions of dollars on a $1.25 hot dog.
It's worth it though. People are happy. So
I mean, every time I go there, there's so many people just sitting,
sitting
and eating.
Oh yeah, I think people have like date nights there. They like do everything at the Costco food center.
That's incredible.
It's amazing.
That's incredible. Fiction or nonfiction?
Fiction.
Small town or big city?
Big city? I would count Raleigh as like a big city. I love Raleigh, so we'll qualify it.
Mini golf or bowling?
Ooh, bowling. You get bumpers.
I love that. Jump rope or hula hoop?
Ooh, jump rope.
Slippers or socks?
Fuzzy socks.
Fuzzy socks, like with stickies on the bottom, or no stickies, just sliding across like.
Yeah, I think it depends on the flooring, you know, because if you have a rug, then it's too much stick. But hardwood, tile, then stickies.
Okay, that's fair. Jeans or leggings?
Leggings.
T-shirt or sweatshirt?
Sweatshirt.
Morning or evening?
Evening.
Well, I think we all know the answer to this already, but pets or plants?
Oh, pets. I can't keep a plant alive. I try my best, but.
Listen to music or read a book?
Oh, probably listen to music unless it's a really good book that I can't put down.
Okay. Introvert or extrovert?
I would classify myself as an introverted extrovert.
Really?
I would, yeah.
Oh, interesting. I was going to say like overwhelmingly extrovert.
Really? Okay. I feel like I'm pretty reserved until, you know, we get to know each other a little bit more and then break out of my shell.
Maybe I'm on the inside.
Yeah, I think you're in the circle now. So.
Yes. Party host or party guest?
Oh, party guest.
Okay. One bestie or a group of friends?
Oh, and one best friend.
One best friend.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name?
Who is she's a nurse. Kayla, the nurse. She's amazing.
Kayla, the nurse. We love Kayla. I love that. That was awesome. Thank you for appeasing me. Hopefully that was fun. I was actually thinking that we should pop in and like make Dr. Moret do it like on the fly and video her, and we'll, you know, or you guys can do it for me or something, and we'll put it out there.
I know. I think this is great.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk more about functional neurology and kind of like your interest in the brain and what do you love most about it? What kind of what really drew you to it once you kind of learned more about like what it was, and then what's kind of like your favorite part about what we do as a profession and our jobs?
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I think the brain is just insanely fascinating in the sense that there are thousands and thousands and thousands of studies, but we don't understand all of the brain. I think that it is just something that is so complex, but it's something that we obviously all need. It drives our everyday lives. So there's so many parts and pieces to it, and there's so much more to know. I like that it is going to be a continuous challenge where we have to keep figuring out more. We have to keep learning more, and we can do all of these different therapies to make changes. I think with functional neurology, the most amazing thing that drew me to it is we do these seemingly simple things that people don't do on an everyday basis, but it's really hard for them because it's so specific. We're working these really intricate parts of the brain to help them function better. And people are getting so much better without all of these massive bells and whistles. You know, we have all of our tricks and they're just doing amazing. So I think it's really cool to see how people change over the course of the treatments, where they're just opening up more. I don't know if it's whether we get to know them more or their affect changes, or they're just feeling better and they're able to live more of a normal life.
I feel like it's all of the above. Like, I think, you know, you were helping me with a case this week that was an intensive week case, right? And just to see in a few days, and I had seen her previously. And so, you know, it was like from when I saw her before, and we don't do that often, right? Like we don't bring people back necessarily very often because people do so well. But in this case, we knew that we were going to see her again after her first intensive. And so it came back in, and like night and day from the first intensive to the second, and she had been working, and we gave her stuff to do at home and, you know, all of that stuff. And but it was like, you know, even in those couple days this week, like we got to see like personality changes. And then also, you know, you can see like different aspects of what people are dealing with, which I think is really cool, right? Because like you said, the brain controls everything, but there's so many things that impact that. So it's like when we treat people either in a week time or we follow them over a longer period of time, we get exposed to a lot of different things that they deal with on their day-to-day basis that's going to impact their brain function, their symptoms, you know, all of it. And we have the opportunity to like pivot and tweak and change as we need to, or provide them some sort of additional thing that they can do to kind of help with this aspect of something that's causing them symptoms during their day-to-day, even if it's not something that we necessarily are doing in the office. I think this case was a great example because we were dealing with some, you know, bladder stuff that it, you know, it's part of the whole autonomic system and kind of what she's coming into us for, but that's not something that we do on a daily basis. And we had the opportunity to kind of sit down and collectively put a bunch of brains together, because now we also have an intern. So I keep telling everybody, we just got all the brains in here trying to help figure out what we do. And like we came up with something that like is so unique that we were like, hey, when you go to the bathroom, we got, you know, a list of these 10 things that we want you to try. And we did 2 of them these past couple days, and it was like an instant change for her. And it's like, we still got some work to do, but like I still find it wild that I'm like,
oh yeah, it's amazing. It's like these little things that I think people who are functioning normally about their day-to-day take advantage for, and then it's like such a big win for everybody else who's struggling. Like usually bladders aren't like a typical issue we deal with, but for her it was a massive change with this therapy. Super
amazing.
cool.
I love it. Okay, so you know, we got your bio on the website and things like that, but I wanted to see if there was anything that you felt like you wanted to share with, you know, people that watch these videos, or some potential patients that you might have, like something about you that maybe nobody would know unless you shared it, or, you know, it's on the inside circle maybe.
Okay.
That was good about for people to know about you.
Yeah. I think something that's really important to know is like patients obviously come first. But I'm someone where I don't like having no for an answer. So if we can't figure it out, I'm just going to keep digging. We're going to go through all of these rabbit holes and figure it out until we have an idea of what's going on. Do we need to co-manage? Do we need to refer? Do we need to do additional tests? Like, I feel like everybody deserves an answer, and I truly believe that everything has a root cause. It doesn't just come out of nowhere. So it's where I'm like gonna stay up at night, have the crazy hair, and be like digging through some research pages and looking through this stuff. So, I mean, because I want to know just as much as they want to know what's going on.
Yeah. And I mean, that's part of why we wanted you on our team and what makes you such a good provider, because not everyone's willing to do that, or not everyone has the capacity to do that, or the want to do that. And I think as functional neurologists as a whole, we're in such a unique scenario where most of our patients have seen everybody under the sun. Sometimes they're told that everything's normal and fine, right? Sometimes they're just kind of going down the list of like, okay, you have this diagnosis, so here's your medications, and if this doesn't work, then we do this one, and if this doesn't work, we do this one, and if that doesn't work, we up your dosage, but also go see this other provider. And they're just like tossed all around. Whereas, you know, we can't do everything, and we can't be every specialist, and we're happy to co-manage, but I think we also are always saying, taking it a step further of, you know, are we, if there's a scenario where someone has something that we're not figuring out or nobody else is figuring out, like we're always willing to like go down that rabbit hole of like, what else could this be? And is it something that we can help you with, or who do we need you to go see because they're the ones that deal with that, but we think this is a piece of your puzzle. So I think that's a cool thing about functional neurology that we have the opportunity to do. So yeah, I mean, you've already helped me with things in a short period of time. So I'm super grateful for that. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think we're wrapping up here. I think this gave at least people a little bit of insight about you, who you are, how you got here, what you're excited about. But I have 3 more questions for you. Rapid fire, neurology, this or that.
Okay.
What's your right brain?
Right brain.
Cerebellum or cortex?
Cortex.
Do you prefer vestibular rehab or tilt therapy?
Vestibular.
Ooh, okay. I was actually doing some research this morning on some new vestibular rehab stuff that I want to incorporate in the office. So.
Oh, okay. All right. I can't wait to hear about it.
I love it. All right. Well, thank you for hopping on with me today and giving some info to the people. If any of you guys watching are interested in seeing Dr. Moret, she is in our Raleigh office. So don't hesitate to call, reach out, and get on her schedule. If you want to learn more about her, her bio is on our website, and you guys will be seeing her on all of our social media platforms here moving forward. But we're super grateful to have her. And if you guys want, please like, share, comment on this video, and we will see you guys soon. So thank you.